welcome back to Dan Escapes. Today's episode we're going to be talking about my new road bike, but before we get into that I'd like to talk about what type of riding I enjoy doing the most. So on top would be mountain biking, so using my Slash that is behind me to go down some nice fun flowy trails, doing some jumps, drop-offs, downhill tracks. I'm still progressing at it, but there's just so much enjoyment I get from it when I ride my mountain bike, and I don't do it often and as much as I'd like to. Being based in London just takes a bit of time to get out. And secondly would be my gravel bike. My checkpoint isn't here at the moment, it's back at the shop. I'm doing some work on it, having to change some parts that have worn out and do some maintenance on it. But that is my second favorite bike to ride, just because I can get out on my doorstep, ride to the nearest gravel tracks that will take me out. Sometimes you can even ride some mountain bike tracks on it, and just really love riding that bike. Done quite a lot of distance with it this year. So the third type of riding would be my BMX bike. I don't ride it that much at all. Probably been on it once or twice this year so far, but it's just so much fun. I've been watching it for many years as a youngster and just love what they're doing with the sport and being in the Olympics now and just progressing so much. Unfortunately, I don't get on it too much. It just causes a lot of pain and I'm really scared of falling over and breaking something. So that's why I'm not on it as much as I'd like to. But then that's where road bike comes in. You know, I haven't really been a big fan of it. For me, you know, doing long distance on gravel was a lot more enjoyable than doing long distance on the road. But since getting this new bike, I have enjoyed it a lot more, and now we're going to go into that. But before we do that, I'd kind of like to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, as it helps a lot and I appreciate it so much. But yeah, let's go talk about my new road bike. And here it is, my new road bike, the Emonda ALR. So the big thing with this road bike is it's an aluminium frame. The great thing with the Emonda ALR is you cannot tell. It's got such good welding marks and it's very lightweight, so it comes in very close to the SL frame. Already had the wheel set, so I thought I'd build it up from scratch. And also it does come with a carbon fork though. So the Emonda was designed as a lightweight climbing bike, so no means is it a comfortable endurance bike or an aerodynamic bike, but that's what it is, just a lightweight bike to help you with climbs, and there's no thrills, no gimmicks. It's just pure stiff frame, and I have noticed it when it comes to those climbs compared to using these wheels on my gravel bike. But let me go into the components and how I built this up. So let's start with the wheels. These are the Bontrager Airless Pro 51s. I opted for the 51s for a slight bit of aerodynamic gains. They will be a bit heavier than the 37s, and to be honest, if you want to improve rolling resistance, then a lighter wheel would be even better. I think it looks better with the deep dish wheels, personally. They are faster on the flats and going downhill, and to be honest, I haven't encountered too much rolling resistance when it comes to climbs. Trek do also a lighter version of these. They're called the RSLs. Would have liked to, but for me, it's not really worth it. It's got a DT Swiss, I think 350 hub with an 18 tooth engagement. So that's the ratchet in the free hub. So, where it goes click, 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 click. That's the ratchet system clicking. And then when you engage, that's when it clips together. I've opted to change that, and now I've put in a 54 tooth engagement. So you've got more biting points and there's less play in the free wheel, so when you want to put down the power, it's almost instant. But also the big thing with adding 54 teeth is you get this nice little sound. Okay, so as for tire choice, I've gone with Pirelli's. So I've opted for the P04S. So the 4S stands for 4 seasons, meaning you've got really good grip in the wet and in cold, I want to say icy conditions, but they'd probably still slip out in ice. So definitely in the wet conditions like we are in right now. So when it comes to the summer, I might swap out for the P0's normal ones. If you're a big Formula One fan, then you'll know that Pirelli make the tyres for all the Formula One cars, and they're all using P0s. They'll change depending on the conditions, obviously. But you know, they kind of brought a similar tech over to the cycling world. The Monda's actually rated to run 28C tyres, but you can easily get a 32 in there. And to be honest, I should have got a 30 just for the winter, and then maybe switch back to 28s when it comes to the summer conditions. So I'm also running this whole system tubeless, and I've got the Silca sealant in there. So that is a latex-based sealant, and it's got kind of recycled carbon flex in there. So if it does puncture, it will start building up a layer around that puncture. I haven't had any punctures yet, so I've yet to test if that sealant actually works. Now I'm going to start with the Cockpit. These are the RSL Aero road bars. As you can see, they've kind of got an aerodynamic shape to them. They were actually flared, and I really love the fit of these bars. So on the stem, I've got the RSL one, running 90. It's where I felt comfortable. I could have probably gone with 100 and then slammed it. The cool thing with these bars is they are integrated here. So that's another reason why I chose this group set that I did, but we'll get onto that later. Because it's also just a normal stem, you can fit the Bontrager blender system in there. So up top, I've got a mount for my Wahoo and a mount for my lights. So it fits snug right in the middle. The bar tape I'm using is the Trek EcoTac. So it's kind of a new one for Trek this year. Trying it out, it's got really good grip. It's very thick and padded as well. So it was annoying to get on and wrap, but managed to get there. There's a few gaps here. I really liked the way these felt, and you know, I'm running them on my checkpoint as well. On that, I'm running a 42 on the drops and then 39 up front. These are 40 down here, and these are 37. So a bit more aerodynamic for road. So this is my saddle and seat post. I'm using the Bontrager ALR RSL saddle. I think it only weighs like 140 grams. It's crazy. It's really light when you hold it. I've also got 145mm width. This is actually come off my gravel bike. I was using it on that primarily and found it very comfortable, especially over rough terrain and on long distance, which is insane seeing as how little padding this thing has. The seat post is again a Bontrager RSL, but with a 20mm sit back. So when it came to the group set, I've gone with the Ultegra 12-speed Di2. I'm running a 50-34 up front and a 11-34 cassette on the back. That's to help with a lot of climbing. As for the chain, I've waxed it, so I've stripped it down completely from its factory grease. Then I've been putting on this UFO drip wax coating, so you just plop it on like that. This is from Ceramic Speeds. I'm not too keen with it. It's been coming off quite easily in a lot of the wet rides that I've been doing so far. And, you know, I have been using this old banana slip tungsten one, and that seemed to last a lot longer in the wet. So maybe I might go back to using that, who knows. So as for bottom bracket, I've gone with the Enduro XD15. You can't see it right now, but it is lifetime warranty on that. So it means if something does go wrong, they will replace it. I haven't yet tested that because the one on my checkpoint, which I've been riding quite a lot for the last year, and especially in some dirty, rough conditions, and I haven't really serviced it properly, and it's still running very well. I'm running XTR rotors on here, so they're 160. I opted for 160 as I already had these set up for my gravel bike, which had 160 on them. So I just thought, I want a bit more braking power, so I'll opt with those. But yeah, I really like the XTR ones. They're lighter, but also they look pretty cool. It has two buttons here on the hoods. These are factory set up to change the pages on your computer, but these have been set up so I can change gears on the rear derailleur only. So if I press that one, it'll go up a gear. This one will go down a gear. So, you know, you can change the gears there. Personally, I haven't found myself using them that much, I guess because in the winter I've got big gloves and it's harder to press them, and it's easier just to reach down with your pinky and change the gears here. It's just so simple with Di2 like that. So last component on the bike is the pedals, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this one. These are the Shimano PD ES 600s. They are a single-sided SPD pedal, so not SPD SL like every other road person uses. These are using the mountain bike clip-in system. I've already got some really nice shoes for my gravel bike and they are using the SPD system and I really love them. So it's like, why buy another pair of shoes when I can just buy these pedals? So yeah, that is everything set up on my road bike. Just to mention, the Di2 battery is housed in the seat post, so it's really easy to gain access to and remove if needed. For the weight for this setup with pedals and bottle cages, it came to 8.34 kilograms, I think off the top of my head. If not, I'll show on the screen what it actually weighs, which, you know, you could go lighter, like I said, changing the wheels for a lighter pair, but for me, I'm not really too fussed. I just want to go out and ride and have fun. And this is a lot faster than riding with my gravel bike now and really enjoy going out on the roads. It makes such a difference. You know, prior I was a bit like, no, I just want to go do gravel or mountain biking. Now on the roads, just because I can put down some power and some speed, that I'm like, yeah, I want to go road riding now. It's such a bizarre feeling. I'm probably going to start investing in some aero kit as well. But yeah, let me know what you think of my setup. Is there anything you would change? What kind of components would you add? Is there anything that you like that I've put on here? What do you think of these pedals? Should I make a full-length video about them? But also let me know in the comments below what would be your dream build, and you know, it'd be interesting to start a conversation below. Also, what are your thoughts on an aluminium frame as a road bike? But yeah, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as it helps a lot and I appreciate it so much. Hope you're all staying safe, staying positive, having fun, and I shall see you in the next one.